saw billions of possible futures, billions of deaths. Maybe this is the reason I was given powers. To save everyone.
We've got to stop you from vanishing.
We've changed the future before, we can change it again. The Barry I know would never stop running. He would find another way to fight. So what do we do first?
Welcome to a world where anything can and probably will happen.
All of our lives are gonna be on the line.
Welcome to Earth 1. My name is Cisco Ramon.
Oh, great. Another angry one.
You want to tell me why the hell you were time traveling to begin with?
I needed to see this crisis for myself.
Soon he will answer the call.
I don't understand you, Barry. You march towards death without fear. Where is it you get your strength?
People I love.
Where's Barry?
Suit's finished.
Your emblem, our badges, they're symbols of the strength that we're charged with. When we hear the call of duty, we're willing to make that sacrifice.
Oh my God.
We just ran out of time.
I can't stop what's coming. I have to prepare the team for this crisis. Maybe even a world without the Flash.
You have great power. Even though you've been raised as a human being, you are not one of them.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. We have a brand new Flash Season 6 Crisis on Infinite Earths trailer to break down. We have a brand new look at Brandon Routh as Kingdom Come Superman on set actually filming scenes. We've seen a couple pictures of his costume, but we haven't seen him actually filming stuff yet. There's a whole bunch of Easter eggs. We have a pretty good idea of what's going on in the first couple of episodes, and we're doing that new Flash Ring giveaway too. All you have to do to enter is just be a subscriber and leave your best theory about Crisis on Infinite Earths on the video. I'll name a new winner at the end of this. Even though they haven't confirmed it, there are some Easter eggs in the background that seem to imply that they're doing baby John Kent. That's Tyler Hoechlin's Superman's son. We can only hope that they'll do a version of the scene from The Boys where someone uses the baby's laser eyes, because remember, John Kent Superboy has the same powers as Superman.
Hey.
Holy f***. That was diabolical.
Make all the diabolical jokes you want. So what it seems like they're doing with this Flash trailer is that they're including footage from the first couple of episodes, because there's a whole bunch more Jay Garrick with Barry on Earth 3, because everything looks really old-timey inside his version of Star Labs. If you're a big fan of the 90s Flash series, I would be willing to bet a lot of money that there's going to be a lot of Easter eggs and props from that 90s Flash series inside his version of Star Labs. The reason why you know that it's his is because everything looks really old-timey and Art Deco, and obviously there's the other version of the woman that looks just like Barry's mother, who's probably Joan Garrick, Jay Garrick's wife. I love his dialogue to Barry. Why were you time traveling again? You had one job. One job. I told you back in season 3, no more time traveling. Do I need to pull out the coffee cup again? So it seems like it's pretty clear that in the first episode, the Monitor shows up, he rolls into the club at Star Labs and maybe destroys Gideon because it looks like it's blowing up after this big scene, giving Barry the same speech that he gave to Oliver, that the crisis is coming, you need to be forewarned. So they're looking at the future newspaper that Nora showed them last season, and the one that they've been looking at this whole time, Flash vanishes in crisis. A lot of you have also asked why it says 2024 in these scenes, but at the end of last season, we got that season 5 post-credit scene where it rolled down like a demonic countdown clock to 2019. So why doesn't it say 2019 in this scene? Either it's going to do that at some point during the episode, or they just did that at the post-credit scene last year just to let you know the crisis was happening this year. But it seems like the big plot of the first episode is Barry traveling to the future to actually quote-unquote see this crisis for myself, then realizing whatever's happening in these flash-forward scenes that there's nothing that he can do to save it and he's destined to die. It's like a fixed point in time. You get that shot of him in the bed inside that new version of Star Labs. Typically when they go to other Earths, they also tint the video just a little bit different so that you know you're in a different environment. They kind of do that for people that don't pay attention to how they travel the multiverse. There's this shot of them looking for a particular device that's cut with the Chester P. Runk scene, so this might have something to do with him. It might be completely different, because they also have a villain montage with a couple different villains, some of them returning, some of them looking like they're new. It's not really clear where this scene of Barry and Killer Frost in the hospital are. There's a couple different hospital scenes. He keeps talking about traveling to the future, but there's nothing in this scene that indicates that it's actually happening in the future. It's not clear if Jay Garrick shows up in the first episode though, because he's only credited on the second episode, so all this footage might actually be from the second episode. This scene of Caitlin looking like she's getting sucked into some kind of vortex with the Flash running by might be from the flash forwards when Barry is looking at Crisis in the future, or it could have something to do with that transonic demolecularizer that they have that picture of. But I know a lot of you are actually talking about the people in his chat there that are trying to cheer him on. Pizza Parker, obviously a reference to Spider-Man. They reference the Hulk and Spider-Man across several different seasons and say their names out loud. So apparently it's totally cool for them to do stuff like that. I think where they draw the line on stuff like that, where Marvel and DC and Warner Brothers, is where people actually start wearing shirts. So like Cisco couldn't walk in wearing a Spider-Man t-shirt. They would get really pissed off about that. But really when you think about it, it's almost like free advertising for Marvel. And if the Marvel characters in one of their TV shows ever referenced Superman, it would be like free advertising for DC. The other one says everyone's favorite Rob, Dante the Man, Star Wars for life. Obviously Star Wars has been referenced several times on the Flash TV series. So we know that DC Comics exists, Marvel Comics exists, and Star Wars exists within the world of Earth-1. There's a whole bunch more Killer Frost scenes. You see her going to town on this Star Labs dummy. They did say that this is supposed to be the season of Killer Frost, like a really big season for her character. So she'll mostly be starting out dealing with the trauma from losing her father last season. More of that scene with the new version of Wells ziplining in, throttling Cisco. There have been people on the set of The Flash where they filmed stuff that say that he's supposed to have an Australian accent. Remember, Joe West is the new police captain, so it seems like he's leaning on Ralph to sort of give these announcements, and he's taking a more active role. So Elongated Man is also supposed to meet Sue Dibney sometime this season, but she's obviously not Sue Dibney yet. She has a different name because she hasn't gotten married to Ralph yet. So we'll meet that person at some point during the season. We get a couple new scenes with the Bloodwork villain talking to Barry. I don't get it. Why do you keep running into the face of death, knowing that you might die? Well, that's because he's a hero. That feels like a stupid question to ask. But all these scenes of him seem pretty tame, so this is probably before he breaks bad at some point. Because the Bloodwork villain is only around for the first half of the season and his arc will help tee up Crisis, whatever their final battle winds up being, it probably happens in that episode 8. You get the villain montage, so obviously this is the new version of Harrison Wells, but then Norvalk is back from season 4, Breacher is back. I love that he breaches in on Cisco and his new girlfriend while they're in bed. This person almost looks like Golden Glider, but I don't think that that's her. She might just be another new villain that debuts during the season. Cisco tells Barry the new suit is ready. He gets his brand new suit, even though technically he's wearing it through almost all the scenes in this video. Really like the new enhanced cowl. If you guys didn't know, they didn't just bring the chin back. They flared the lightning earpieces out way more, just like the comics. And the entire cowl is made from a completely different material that looks a little more breathable, and it fits his face way better than the cowl from last season. So just all around, on all levels, the costume looks better. There's a scene of Barry interrogating a prisoner inside the pipeline prison who then breaks out. That might have something to do with the Godspeed scene. But because Barry is traveling to the future to see Crisis, that also might have something to do with him seeing Godspeed, or maybe Godspeed follows him back from the future when he comes back. Still not clear where this version of Godspeed comes from, because technically they erased the future that Nora came from, so either he'd have to be from a new future that's created, part of this whole Crisis arc, or he'd have to be from somewhere in the multiverse. Then you get a little tag for Brandon Routh's Superman from Superman Returns and Tom Welling's Superman from Smallville. So if it wasn't clear, the scenes that they're filming right now with Brandon Routh's Kingdom Come Superman, who's obviously slightly older than he was during Superman Returns with the gray streaks, seems like it's still happening on the Supergirl episode of the crossover. I still think that they're filming that first episode. Because of all the Tom Welling scenes that we got last week too, we also know that his Superman jumps to Earth 38 sometime during that first episode of the crossover. Everybody post your Crisis theories in the comments below. The Joker movie is coming out this weekend. Be sure to go see it. My review video will post later tonight. I'll do Easter eggs, all those videos this weekend. Congratulations, Jevin Ham. You're the giveaway winner from my last big DC video. Please email me on the About page of my channel so I can get your contact details. Everybody click here for all my other Flash Season 6 Crisis on Infinite Earths trailer videos. And click here for my non-spoilery Joker movie review. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.